Let's talk about the difference that 1 year makes. So I just came up on 1 year from the date that I took a 4-week medical leave of absence at my last job. So for those of you who don't know my story, I went through a career change after working in biotech to tech sales. And after about 6 years in tech sales, I experienced the worst burnout of my career, resulting in incredible pain in both forearms. Believe it or not, I showed up to work on a Monday and I couldn't work. I couldn't mouse, I couldn't type. I was out of commission. And I limped along like this for several weeks and got to the point where I wasn't getting any better after getting all these treatments and meeting with doctors and clinicians and all that good stuff. So I met with my doctor and we decided the best thing for me would be to take 4 weeks off to rest. So over that time, things didn't get a whole lot better. I started to get pretty concerned that I was going to be permanently disabled and out of work. Unable to operate a MacBook Air, unable to do my demanding job in sales, and unable to do any demanding corporate job, really. So that was the time when I hatched a plan for myself to get out of there, right? I didn't have a choice. My back was up against the wall, and I had to make some changes. I knew that. It's very clear. So it was at that point in my life where I took this idea seriously of becoming a coach, right? So for me, my dream had always been to work as a coach as a way to leverage my skills in listening and asking probing questions and guiding people in the direction of positive change, while also take advantage of all the knowledge that I gained over the years of studying psychology, reading on personal growth, professional development, having gone through career changes and a lot of job searches myself, and a lot of soul searching and a lot of working with professionals and coaches, etc. Right? So I had all of this experience and knowledge, but I never took it seriously until I had to. I had to think about my alternatives to the corporate world. So a couple things here. Don't make the mistake that I made. If you see the warning signs of burnout or that the path you're on is just not working, take heed and try to prevent any unnecessary pain and suffering, right? You could end up disabled just like me. I know other people this has happened to. Of course, my situation was extreme, but anyways, that's besides the point. So October 19th, 2017, I stopped working for 4 weeks. And when I realized I wasn't going to get any better, I put this plan together. I had a vision to get out of the stressful work environment, the stressful city environment that was San Francisco and tech sales. And I put a plan in motion to change things for the better, to move to San Diego and to just dive straight into working as a career coach. Now, fortunately, I was working with a life coach of my own at the time. Otherwise, this never would have been possible. I had a lot of fear around what were people going to say, what were people going to think, what if I fail, what if I can't pull it off. All of these things are major obstacles to, well, for me, they were major obstacles to doing this, making this change that I really wanted for myself. But this is the kind of thing that comes up for everybody when they're contemplating a career change. What are people going to think? What if I can't pull it off? So anyways, that's what happened. I put the plan together and I worked with a coach who was going to support me along the way. And we worked through my fears. Eventually I got down here to San Diego, kind of got through the fear part of it and I got going, but then I lacked the skills and the knowledge to start a business. So I hired a business coach, and he helped me learn the ropes of starting a business and how to get your head in the game and how to do all the necessary steps to finding customers and delivering top quality service, and how to market yourself, and how to kind of resolve any of the internal challenges that I was facing during that transition, right? So a very difficult period for me, right? Any change of that magnitude is going to have its challenges, right? So if you're watching this and you're contemplating signing up with me, there's a couple things that I want you to know. One is that I'm going to get you to your goals, right? Whether that's career change, starting a business, or something else along those lines. We're going to get you there. That's going to happen, no doubt about it. But you have to be prepared to do the work. It's not easy. I struggled, right? I still had those fears popping up. I still had to work on those things. Everything that I learned from my coach and managing fears and not taking things personally and all that stuff. This is a daily practice, right? I had my mindfulness practice, my Zen community to rely on. Started working with a Zen teacher to provide further support because I needed it. This is very unfamiliar territory for me, and the early days were a challenge, right? So what I'm describing here is also known as the hero's journey, right? And so think about this too, right? I watched the Matrix over the weekend, and the Matrix is such a great example of the hero's journey, where you have Neo starting out as kind of he was actually in a corporate job himself that he was not really happy with, working for a tech company actually that was not so good to him. So he gets on this new path. He has a vision for himself. He gets a mentor in Morpheus. He has all these challenges that he has to work through and learns all these skills, combat training, etc. And over the course of his trials and tribulations, he comes out on top. And then he's kicking ass, and he's serving humanity in some really positive ways. So that's what we're talking about here. This struggle, that's part of it. It's not avoidable. I mean, this kind of theme pops up in so many movies, and there's something called the hero's journey, because if you want to get to that elevated status in your life and have that transformation, it's part of the journey. But here's the thing. Here's why it's so worth it. It works, right? If you don't give up, if you get the proper support, guidance, etc., through coaching or whatever means necessary, you will get there. And let me tell you about there. It's pretty awesome. So here I am on October 23rd, 2018. World of difference. I can't even tell you how far that I've come from here back in 2017, the same time, to here where I am 2018. I mean, it's kind of hard to fathom, hard to express, but I'll do what I can. So there I was, dreading going to work each day. Sunday night rolling around, being like, oh my God, I can't make it through another day. Stressed out, feeling burnt out, no sense of purpose, no sense of meaning, not fulfilling work at all. And my whole life was suffering. I wasn't hanging out with my friends on the weekends. I wasn't doing fun stuff. I wasn't going on trips. I wasn't really investing in myself. I was just struggling to keep my head above water, right? Not fun. Not a life worth living, in my opinion. That's something that needs to be addressed. If that is resonating with you at all, do something about it. It's not worth it. Compared to today. Today, this has been like a gradual process. I didn't just make the switch and then boom, I'm happy. No, this is something that I've been working at every single day. This is what you're going to be working at every single day for probably a good year to really feel like, boom, you are there, you made it, right? Like in my program, in 3 months, I'm going to get you to the point where you're in that new place, right? Or at least you're very close to and you're on your way. But it's going to take you time to feel like you've made it, right? And you've achieved that lifestyle that you dreamed for yourself. So here's the deal. If you can stick it out, if you are the type of person that is persistent and determined and uses everything that you've learned, well, you're gonna get there. It's just a matter of time, right? So it could be 6 months, it could be 18 months, it doesn't matter. The speed and rate with which you get to that point is up to you, how fast you're able to work, how productive you're able to be. It's not a race, but the point is, you will get there, right? This has been my personal experience. This is the experience of the clients that I've been working with. I'm watching their progression from day 1 to day 90, and it's amazing, right? Like, you don't have to make it to feel great. Just knowing that you have a plan and you're working on it, that's enough to make you feel amazing, to feel excited to get out of bed each morning, even if you're struggling, even if you have these challenges, if you know that you're doing it for a good reason, well, then you can handle quite a bit. So, yeah. So here I am, 1 year after taking a medical leave of absence, and my forearms pain-free, getting very good sleep. I used to be able to have trouble sleeping through the night. I'd be waking up early, have trouble falling asleep. I was irritable, anxious, I was getting depressed. Really didn't feel like my life was going anywhere, didn't have any meaning. And nowadays, that's all different, right? I was very intentional about this, and you're going to be intentional about this, and we're going to make that our plan, right? Because when you are, those things happen. You give it a little bit of time. 1 year is all you need to change everything for the better, right? If you're down in the dumps, give me 1 solid year of effort, and you will get there. So think about that. What is there? Well, for you, it could mean a lot of things. We're going to work together on figuring out what that career change ought to be based upon who you are, what you're all about, what you care about, what you're really good at. And then we're going to make that happen. We're going to put together a plan, and we're going to go through the job search process. We're going to help you start a business, whatever the case may be. By the end of the 90 days, boom, you are moving. You're on your way. And then from there, you're just working away till you get established in that new career, right? And once you get established and you get in that groove, all of a sudden, all the things that you wanted when you first started out on this path, when we first had that conversation, you're experiencing. For you, maybe now you're in a position to have a positive impact on other people, and that's giving you a strong sense of meaning. And now all of a sudden, you understand what purpose is all about. Like your reason for existing is very real. You know your purpose. Your purpose is to use your gifts for in service of others. Whatever that looks like, that's it. Using your gifts in the service of others. That's all what it's all about. And then what's going to happen is everything else on top of that is just going to get better and better and better. Right? You're going to find yourself having more energy. Instead of feeling drained coming home from work, you're going to be fucking pumped. Right? You're going to have energy to go for a run, go to the gym, hang out with your friends, go to happy hour, plan fun trips for the weekend. Let's say you're dating. How do you think that's going to play out for you when you got a little spring in your step and you got some interesting things to talk about and It's like, wow, this guy's got some stuff going on in his life. He's not like one of these, you know, corporate drones who's just trying to numb himself because he's not feeling so great. Again, speaking from experience, not saying this is you, but that's how you're going to show up in the world when you have this sense of purpose. That's why this work is so important. It's not just about making money. It's not just about changing your career to something cool. It's about your entire life, right? So that's it. I could ramble on forever on this topic because it's so much fun. And I feel blessed to have had the opportunity to go through this experience. And man, I have learned so much along the way. I just want to share it with all of you guys. Take everything that I've learned and pass it on to you, and be your biggest advocate for going for the life that you want for yourself. Because man, I'm telling you, anything is possible, really and truly. It just takes a plan and some execution and persistence, right? So go out and do it. And shoot me a note. You know, if this resonates with you, come on, don't be bashful. Just shoot me a note. We'll have a conversation. I would love to share any tips or suggestions. And if it's something that you want to pursue seriously, that's cool. That's up to you. And I'd love to have that conversation. But if you're not ready, if it's not, you know, if you're not feeling like it's the right time, or maybe there's another way of getting the support, that's cool too. I just want to get this message out to as many people as possible. So thank you for watching this. Hope you guys enjoy this, and make it a good one.